Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Good Keyboard Friends podcast. I think this is episode 49, but for the audio listeners, I have a repeat guest, someone that I can count on short notice, and someone that's fucking awesome and is a legend and everybody loves. And I promise I'll have you on with the main crew very soon on a Sunday. But we have Warhopper for the third time. Hello, Warhopper.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Bro, I want to ask you about something that we've been talking about, and then we'll get to keyboards. But I'm a sissy pants. I'm scared of horror things. I'm scared of horror movies, like haunted houses. That's not my jam. But you and your lady, you guys did something very recently in relation to scary things. I want you to tell me about that as we get started. What did you do, Warhopper? Where did you go?
So we do a thing every Valentine's, and we've done it since kind of we met. They have these ghost investigation tours. I'm not gonna say I'm a believer, but I always like going and just the vibes of the history and the creepiness of it. So this year we did a little bit different. We went to another city, San Antonio, where they had where you could investigate like an old house. You do like a guided tour, and then they just turn you loose in a dark house, and they're like,
Fuck.
"Oh, you can walk around and investigate and see what's up." You know what I mean? So we went out to that. It's called the Black Swan Inn. It has like a bunch of different history. It's a really, really old house. And they gave us like a guided tour of everything and, told us the normal legends about like, oh, this lady was going to get married, but, her husband died and she was really sad. Now she haunts this bedroom where there's a wedding dress in the corner. And there was apparently there was a Ghost Adventures shot in that same bedroom. So we really loved that little piece of history just because it's just fun. And then once the tour was over, they kind of just set us loose with EVP meters in this
Bro.
dark house. And it was like kind of a compound where it was like the whole house. It was the house, just the downstairs. And then there was like a separate couple buildings where they would make ice cream at one point in its history.
Okay.
Those were actually fucking terrifying looking. That was some real Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit. These old like buildings and everything.
Yeah.
And then all I had was the phone on my flashlight. So we just stumbled around, and you're like, oh, is anybody here? Can anybody hear me? And then you have like little EVP meters, and then they give you these really silly little rods. They're supposed to be like they react to electromagnetic signal where you hold them and like you'll ask a question if they cross something has like brought them together.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. And then my girlfriend always does a thing. It kind of started with us going to bars all the time. She'd read people's tarot. And then now she does like whenever we do this, just out of interest to see if anything happens, she'll be like, oh, if anybody's here, can you let me know what card I should draw? And then, she draws a card and tries to infer like a meaning out of it.
Bro, what the fuck? When you started talking about that, my goosebumps started raising on my arms.
Oh man. Yeah, the creepiest part is always the dark house part of it. Like whatever little part, like I've done the ones where it's like lit up in the house and it's like, oh, okay, I get it. It's an old house. It's kind of creepy. No matter what, when the lights are out, everything's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty interesting, man. We walked around, we got spooked, we asked questions
Bro.
like, oh, is anybody here?
Was it just you two, or it was when you were let loose after the
No, there was
tour?
like a few other couples that
Okay,
had
thank
done
God.
it too. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. You guys basically played Phasmophobia in real life.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's what we're looking for, man. I just want the thrill of like, oh, what if I did hear something? That'd be like really fun,
Oh my god. Did the things ever cross, or did the meter? Oh, okay, thank God, dude.
No.
Oh.
By the end of the tour, I always think like, if there was something here, wouldn't they be sick of it? Like people come in every single night being like, oh, did your husband die?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
just kind of bringing up their trauma over and over again.
bro. that you know what would happen? Like, say the ghost gets tired of it, and they're finally like, "All right, enough's enough," and then they catch you. Like, they close all the doors, they bring
Yeah.
you in. Oh my god, dude.
They confront you, sit you down, talk about your
Yeah.
toxic behavior on the tour.
Every single Valentine's Day, you do this to us. Like, everybody comes in, "We've had
Yeah.
enough. We're
It's
gonna end it."
yeah, this is finally it,
Okay.
you know? We're gonna make sure you know it's haunted.
Well, happy Valentine's Day to you and your girlfriend. I totally forgot it was Valentine's Day. I went to get baklava at a local Turkish place, like, bakery this morning, and the guy's like, "Your girl's gonna be very happy," and I'm like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Did he see my mom in the car? 'Cause I went with my mom. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it's Valentine's Day," but, how many years have you guys been doing this?
Probably 5 or 6 now?
Wow.
5 or
Okay.
6, we're terrible at keeping time. We're like, it's like the unofficial engaged of like, we live in sin. I guess we're engaged.
And has it been the same have you ever gone to any other place besides the one in San Antonio? Or is that your
Yeah.
favorite one to go? Okay.
This was our first time doing the San Antonio one. We normally do like one around Houston, but we've done them all kinda, are the ones that are more interesting.
Mhm.
Um, Except we did do one is a place called Old Town Spring. It's like an old town that used to be a rail yard. That was pretty fun. They did the same thing. You walk around, they say like, "Oh, here's the local history." The only creepy thing about that one was there was a house where they're like, "Well, that house, there's like a poltergeist, so don't take anything over there." And
Oh.
I was the one that was like, I want to go over there. I want to know, because
Oh,
as many times I've done these, I've like, I've never seen anything. I don't even know if I believe, but like
yeah.
they're fun to do. And that time I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's go stand over there. And they had this like little spirit box thing, which is like it cycles through radio channels, and people believe that like it could line up words through those radio channels.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you just hear like samples of like 10 seconds of a country song,
Oh god.
and
Yeah.
that's sad enough. So, we go over there, and it just cuts dead. Would be the only thing I'd say that happened there. It did kind of creep me out a little bit. It just cut dead when we walked
Bro.
over there. Then you walked away, and it came back on. I was like, okay, well, that's kind of weird.
Ugh. And all these are at night?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Okay.
think they do them during the day, but we're in for the thrill of the
Yeah.
nighttime. Yeah,
Exactly, exactly. I was just gonna say, I feel like if you did stuff during the day, it's not as scary, so it's nighttime.
yeah,
Oh, man. It's legit just like Phasmophobia with the spirit box and everything. Like, do they give you any protection? If for like, I don't know, like, they give you, like, a fucking candle or, like, a something to ward off the evil spirits if they get too close or stuff like that? Or they're not that into it, like the tour guide people or whatever?
I will say that one and the one in San Antonio are way more into it. I've done the
Yeah.
ones in Galveston, which is like kind of a famous, people believe it's haunted. They were more just like, hey, look, it's a cool house, right? It's like an old house. But these two were definitely more like, we're going to burn some sage so to cleanse the spirits from you as you leave and stuff. Funnest part about that was the one in what is it? Old Town Spring. I have not gotten up the nerve to do this. Is the person that ran it was like, you guys seem really cool. If you'd like to come to our other ones, we go to like old hospitals and stuff. But they're not
Oh.
like tours, they're just like enthusiasts. And I felt like, I don't know if I'm that into it that I would be like, I don't want to like demean what they're doing here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fuck, man. You go if you go, please tell me, your address, your door code, so I can take all of your XD keyboards if you never come back, you know?
Please.
They can't just rot in your house if the ghosts get you.
Oh
Something
man,
needs to
yeah,
happen.
right. You got to get me to write it into my will for October. Feel like I'm boning for the community, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Warhopper has been abducted by ghosts. It's a sad thing, but we have these XT boards to give away.
Hey, there's no evil spirits attached to this, I hope.
Mm.
Huh?
Have you experienced any supernatural, like, things? You look to the left when it was nighttime, and then you see a shadow, or stuff like that, or anybody that you know, like your girlfriend right by you?
Definitely no.
Okay.
I will say for me, never, never. I think I go out of my way to look too, just because I'm curious. I've always loved like cryptids and hauntings and kind of stuff, but
Oh,
I never seen anything. I've done the like desert trips that like where the people see UFOs. I've never seen anything. Our girlfriend definitely has said she's had some experiences. They're
mm,
very weird about just like I think the number one would be she says that she woke up one day and there was a woman on the edge of her bed that was like bathed in blue light that gave her like a very positive feeling
okay.
and, told her it was going to be okay. It was fine. She was just here. And then she passed on. And then that was it. So,
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Well, I'm not I don't think I've ever seen a ghost or anything, but the reason why horror movies or TV shows or games or things in general put me off is in college I watched this. It was either a movie or TV series. The shows or movies that like based off of something true. It's not like a fucking Friday the 13th because obviously that's not real, right? It's a
yeah.
it's fake, but like based on a true story. This family got abducted, blah blah blah. Like you were saying, how there was supernatural presence there. So I watched one of those in college, and dude, I slept with my lights on and my door open, and I was holding my like a baseball bat underneath the covers. I'm like, I'm never fucking doing this. It was like so scary, dude.
I look for that thrill, man. To be honest, that like scary movie, like they used to creep the hell out of me. I loved it. Loved it.
Wow.
And now after watching so many of them, I really chase that. Like I really want to get spooked by something. I don't want to say it like I think it's just a callousness of watching them of like, oh, now I notice the tropes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I chase that shit.
Bro, when the ghost comes, you're like, okay, so what you're gonna do to me is you're gonna do this. You're gonna slowly walk to me. I know you closed the door behind me, so I'm gonna be ready with my whatever, my fucking essence here. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready for you, ghost.
Yeah. Luckily I
I'm gonna
know
do that.
from all those movies that the power of love really overcomes at all levels, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you brought up something interesting though. I never thought about ghosts or supernatural beings as positive, but the fact that you said that your girlfriend had that experience, I'm like, that makes sense. I guess not all hauntings or anything are like negative. I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't think so, right? I think people say they have good experiences and everything, that not everything is always negative. I think I know some people like I've heard some things about like they're all demons, every one of them. It's like, oh, okay, some people really are in on that, but I think if there was something, it just matter of fact, just like humans, right? It's all shades of gray.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation where, like, you're introduced to a culture that believes in, I don't know, shamanism or things like that? Because when we went back to Indonesia, because 'cause I'm half Indonesian, my mom's there,
Mhm.
was born there, we went to this, like, wise lady who said that my mom's necklace was cursed or something because, purely coincidence, in my opinion, whenever her birthday came around every year, something bad happened. Like,
Mhm.
I remember we drove to Costco many years ago, and we got into a car accident, but we were both fine. We got sideswiped. We picked up, like, a laptop for her birthday at Costco, and we were driving back, we got sideswiped, and then the year after that, one of our birds died, and, like, there's always, like, death or something scary happening around her birthday, and again, I'm like, "Oh, it's just a coincidence, right?" But we went to this wise lady in Indonesia, and she did all this sort of ritual with my mom and my dad, and me and my little brother, we were just sitting in the living room, like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing back there, like, chatting and all that stuff, but I guess, obviously, some cultures take that really serious, and for better or worse, whether they believe it or whether it's true or not, it's somewhat interesting to me to learn about that, but have you ever
Yeah.
experienced that, or have you ever looked into, like, cultures or things like that use shamans or, you know, wise ladies, whatever?
Yeah, the whole like magic with a K kind of thing, right? Where it's
Yeah.
like yeah, kinda. I mean, I think just being exposed to it more than anything, definitely it's kind of weird in here. There's like no matter where you're at, there's always like some kind of like I don't want to say underground, but like kind of on the fringes of people that believe in kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So you can normally find it anywhere, but definitely a little bit more learning around just like going to the magic shops of Houston and different things. And like people have a wide range of beliefs, right?
Yeah.
Especially in kind of a melting pot city, it all kind of like comes together. But no Indonesian magic exorcist. That never would be fascinating though.
Yeah, dude. I mean, she didn't like kill a chicken or like sacrifice something but she did some chanting. I don't know. Because I wasn't allowed to be behind there where she was doing it with my mom and my dad and the necklace, but I don't know, dude. And then you know what we did last year? We went to the Grand Canyon, my whole
Yeah.
family and I. And I don't know why, bro. I started googling like about cryptids or like skinwalkers or stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we passed by that Indian reservation. We went through the Indian. Oh shoot, I forget which tribe, but like people were saying like don't open your windows at night when you're sleeping on here and shit like that because the skinwalkers will get you or some shit like that. I'm like, oh man, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And you're out there like where? I'm gonna open my windows.
I'm embracing it, man. You know, what a way to die. You know, people
Oh,
debate my death for the rest of my life, or you know, for the rest of their lives. They'd be like,
yeah,
"Oh, you know, UFO." I did it, man. But oh man, the Skinwalker stuff is really interesting. Actually, I used
yeah.
to read these like really terrible. Well, they were really good, and then they became really terrible. Navajo detective novels, and
Oh,
they
okay,
talk a lot about that. It's always really interesting.
right.
Yeah.
Navajo, that's right. Oh, bro. Tuba City. That's the place.
Oh,
That's
okay.
where the
Okay.
hauntings are. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Fuck, man. I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep, Warhopper. Thank you.
yeah, 100%.
Other than doing that for Valentine's Day, are you doing anything, you and the missus today? Like after the podcast or before? What do you guys do?
Honestly, honestly, we just kind of celebrate early. I think tonight we're gonna go shoot some pool and get ramen. It's like a new
Hell
ramen place, so that'll be our kind of little celebration.
yeah. Okay, so is she also someone that loves to play pool as well? You bring her to the pool halls and stuff?
She does come with me, off and on, kind of whenever. I think she just likes the accoutrement of like hanging out with a bunch of dudes. I mean, it's like the only place you can still smoke cigarettes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's kind of
Yeah.
fascinating. People are smoking cigarettes. You're bullshitting. Just a whole nice time.
No, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
so cool how she supports your hobbies and she's into that stuff. So you're not somebody that's like very, oh, I hate Valentine's Day. This was a holiday designed to sell flowers and chocolate and stuff, and like you're supposed to show love every single day, not just February 14th. You're not
Yeah. Yeah.
that person.
No, I hope I'm not at least. You know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah.
the people that are like that are like the ones that also don't show love every day. I feel like it's kind of like a catch 22 of like, I'm not going to do it. It's Valentine's Day. You can
Yeah.
take yourself to dinner.
That's
But,
awesome though. You have a lot of cool ramen places down there. I know Houston in general has like a lot of good food because I mean it's a big city and there's a lot of ethnicities, right? Their
yeah,
ramen
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, there's quite a few good ramen places. This one's like an artisan noodle, it's called. I actually
Mm.
don't never been, so we're gonna see how it is. I think it does things like a little bit differently. Saw one of their ramens had oranges in it, which seems kind of weird, but like
Oh,
willing to experience. I like to try new
yeah,
things, you know?
yeah, hell yeah.
Uh,
Orange ramen. Oh, damn. I just Googled it myself. Orange ramen. Oh,
I
that's
just
cool,
saw
man.
it when we were passing in front of it the other night, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll go try it." You know what I mean? I like to try
Yeah.
new things, man, whether it's inviting being haunted at home or new ramens.
Do you leave your front door unlocked?
You know what? Yeah, but it's only because 'cause we're really forgetful.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, fuck. Well, besides that, what have you been up to since the last time we talked? How were your holidays? What have you been up to? Just life in general. Did you get
Oh,
sick? Did you get sick as well?
no. did not get sick. Was I supposed to have gotten sick?
Bro, I got sick. Simon,
Oh,
Tangus,
no.
James got sick. Everybody got fucking sick somehow. Somehow, I don't know what. Like flu or cold was going through, at least in the US. But I'm glad you didn't get sick.
Oh, yeah, I dodged it. I do the flu shots religiously. I had COVID last time, like, on the tail end. I had the vaccinations, but I guess I still caught it. I had probably too long since I got a booster. That damn near killed us. That damn near
Dude,
killed us.
yeah,
So, now I'm, like, religious about it. Every time they text me, I get that shot, man.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
dodged it. For the holidays, I don't really think we did much, just traveled to see family.
yeah.
We always travel, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's it, man.
Are all your family, your girlfriend's family and your family, are they in Texas as well, or like within driving range?
Yeah, probably on the edge of tolerable distance to drive in one night and back. But
Okay, yeah.
yeah, they're in East Texas and then close to
Okay,
Louisiana for her family. So
okay, okay.
uh,
And do you do big family gatherings, whether it be for a holiday or no?
no, no, not
Okay.
really. I think I'm like the only grandkid. You know what I mean? So then now it's only me with my aunt and uncles, and then we don't have any kids and don't plan on having any kids. So it's just kind of now it's just visiting everybody in a circle, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Uh, do you have any plans in terms of vacations that are coming up? Because I don't know about you, but since I don't work for like the government or a bank or financial institution. Like some people have this Monday coming off because it's President's Day, and then last month MLK. But for me, and I don't know for you if you're the same. Like this span from New Year's to Memorial Day, or yeah, Memorial Day, like from January to May, there are no federal holidays. So like
Yeah.
I'm looking
Nice.
forward to taking PTO, bro. I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, at the end of the month, I took off like a week and a half just to hang out. I was going to travel, see some family, and then it's like a famous road in Austin where people hang out and you watch cars and people drive fancy cars down it. It's kind of thinking
Oh,
like I'm just going to go out there as like a little solo trip and drive it, and then just hang out and watch cars.
bro. How far again from Houston to Austin?
It's like 2 hours. Two
Okay.
hours. Yeah.
So you're into cars as well, or like, classic cars or stuff like that?
A little bit, a little bit. I like JDM stuff, like the Japanese tuning and everything. I like all that stuff, so a little bit. I think I'm newer to it. Like, only in the
Mhm.
last couple of years have I really gotten into it.
Okay. So are you a
Yeah.
Need for Speed guy or like a Fast and Furious guy? Is that
No,
okay.
dude, I actually need to go back and watch, like, Tokyo Drift. I know the song for, like,
Yeah.
people sampling it, but, like, I've never actually seen it.
I feel so bad because 'cause I've never watched any Fast and Furious movie, even though I know it's, like,
Uh,
an awesome franchise. Well, some of them are awesome, some are not, but yeah.
Either enjoyable, you know what I mean? I can accept something that's kinda dumb, but kinda fun.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you
Yeah.
do you do do you try and drift with, like, your car or, like, try and
Fuck
do it?
no. Fuck no.
Okay. Yeah.
I think when I bought it, they gave me, like, a track day I need to take advantage of, like, "Oh, I could go to a track day," and they'll give you, like, a little, like, a couple laps around the track and a couple little instructions, but I haven't done it yet, I need to actually do it.
Damn, dude. If you don't mind me asking, what type of car do you have that they gave you that? That's crazy.
I bought a GR Corolla last year.
Bro, I don't even know. I mean, I know Corolla. What's a GR Corolla? It's just like a
It's like kind of a souped up Corolla, I think would be the easiest explanation. It's like,
bro.
yeah, it's like a 3-banger engine, and then kinda got me more into cars, actually. It was like a car I really wanted, and then once I did it, people started talking to me about it, talking about their cars, and just got,
Yeah.
like, more and more interested in it.
Did you feel like you had to kinda learn I mean, I know you said you were interested in it, but when people are coming up to you, like, "Oh, maybe I should learn why this GR Corolla, like, why people are asking me about it."
Thankfully, I did know a little bit, like, "Oh, yeah,
Okay.
this is the car I wanted, this is exactly what I like." Because I remember watching you ever watch rally videos? I think rally
Yeah.
is, like, the sickest thing in the world.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, and it was like that kinda, like, hatchback, very sporty kind of car, and then I kinda knew, like, okay, well, modern day, there's only a few cars that do that, and this was one. So I knew
Right.
this is what I wanted, so
Oh, that's awesome. You don't have the one with you don't have this, right? Did you mod your Corolla? Let me show this.
I've not modded it.
Okay, so it's like a normal. It doesn't have like this spoiler or whatever
It
it's
actually
called, right?
did come with a spoiler.
Oh my god, that's yours!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah. I have, like, not that big of a spoiler, but I do definitely have a little spoiler on it, and then,
Oh.
the tires and everything.
Why is that a thing? Is it aerodynamics? Does it make you go faster, or like just in general the thought
I think it
of
looks
having it?
fucking sick, you know what I mean?
Okay,
Looks
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
sick. But I think the aerodynamics of it is supposed to, like, kinda bend it over and, like,
Mhm.
allow you to pass through quicker is the
Mm,
ideal.
okay.
Yeah.
Tangus is a huge rally guy. He mourns the old days of when people were going like I don't know 100 to 100 miles an hour through the cities, and the crowd is like a millimeter away from the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah, yeah.
The dangerous rally times.
Dude, I love that stuff. I just thought
Yeah.
that was so fascinating to watch those videos and everything. I don't know why they're always with techno music, like European techno music, but, like, you know what? Kinda got me into European techno music a little bit.
Right, right. That's so awesome though that they gave you a pass to go. I mean, there's like a speedway, the Knoxville Raceway in Iowa, which is like maybe 30 minutes away, but it never occurred to me that you could just like go for a track day. I guess if you have the correct car, right? If you have like a Toyota RAV4 like me, you're not gonna take that to the track.
Dude,
Or
honestly,
maybe
I think if you went on the right day and they had the right entry fee, I bet they'd let you take it. You know what I mean? There was,
yeah.
recently, there was a racetrack in Houston that did a, what was it, an Ultima death match, where
Okay.
they just took, like, 100 Ultimas that they had got in scrap yards and stuff, and just
Yeah.
raced those in a circle till they all died.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think they'll let you do pretty much anything as long as you can help pay for it in some way.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Would you do that with a motorcycle? Like, are you into motorbikes or trying to do track days with motorcycles? No?
They scare the shit out of me. Yeah, they
Yeah.
scare the hell out of me. I had a friend that was really into it, and he kinda, like, told me all about it and everything, and then just scares me so much.
Oh, man.
I think it's other people, that's the thing. Maybe on a
Yeah.
track, I'd have a little more faith, but it's the other people part of it.
I agree. I agree. With cars and normal driving and motorcycles for sure. I mean, I even remember I took my I have a Royal Enfield Himalayan, which is basically just like a small adventure bike, so you can take it off road on
Okay.
dirt as well. So it's not like a crotch rocket. It's not like like a sports bike. But I remember it was like 4 o'clock. The sun's not obviously down yet, even though it was last week, and I was driving and somebody threw a wrapper outside, like from the passenger side door or like window, and like it hit the front of mine. And then when I passed them, they're like, "Oh shit!" Like they didn't even realize I was there. So I understand completely, especially if you're on a motorcycle or like a bike that other drivers just don't even recognize you're there, dude.
Don't even register it, man. You see people just, like, take really risky turns right in front of them and everything, it scares me. So you have a motorcycle? I knew Simon did from a podcast, I didn't realize you also had one.
Yeah. So my dad, he had I don't remember what the brand was called, but he grew up in Germany, um, in the '60s. So he had like a probably like a 250 cc, like a small motorcycle,
Okay.
and he always had his motorcycle endorsement on his driver's license, especially after he came here, after we moved to the States. But I was like, you know what, that'd be kind of cool. So during college, as you do when you're going through like a I don't know what to do with my life. I bought a $500 uh, 1975 Yamaha DT 125, which is a super small bike. It
Okay,
can,
yeah.
yeah, it's like it was street legal. Yamaha DT 125. It could go maybe like 45 miles an hour at max. But I'm like,
Okay,
I want to get I wanted to get a driver motorcycle endorsement because my dad had it, and then that went to a 2017 Royal Enfield Himalayan. So that was clutch. That was clutch in college because nobody had motorcycles and there were so many motorcycle spots to park on campus, but everybody
Oh,
had
wow.
cars. Yeah, so and the motorcycle parking permit was super cheap, so that came in clutch, and then ever since I've been riding, but It is scary, man. It is super scary, especially at night. Oh god. Like the animals too, right? I don't know if in Houston, but like the deer and everything, the wildlife, fucking scary.
Luckily in Houston, that's not as much a concern. Maybe like a cat or a dog on,
Yeah.
like on a back road, but like, yeah, I think mainly the highways that I'd be really terrified of.
Mhm.
Um, let me ask you, what's the thrill of it? Like, do you
Oh man.
daily it or do you just do it on the weekends? I think I get more the weekends though.
After college, because in college I did have a car and I had the motorcycle.
Mhm.
If it wasn't for groceries, it was the motorcycle. Because everything was very easy to get to and very close. But here in Iowa, especially because I live in the more rural area. So you would go maybe like 15 minutes to the next grocery store. And being in a rural area, there's a lot of deer and there's a lot of wildlife. So
Mhm.
it's something that I just go on the weekends for. But if
Okay.
I was like in a smaller city or like on a campus town somewhere, definitely motorcycle, just because it's easier to
Yeah, yeah.
maneuver. Yeah.
I never really thought about that. Yeah, does have some advantages.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you see the people doing that like middle lane thing in traffic, and that does
Oh,
make you want to buy a motorcycle.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Fuck, man. The weird thing is, I guess it's with, same with, concealed carry or, like, gun laws too, but each state is different in terms of, um, it's either the helmet law for yourself or the helmet law for your passenger, if you have a passenger. Some states require your passenger or yourself to have a helmet, some states don't. So, like, I've always wanted to go cross country, and I'm not saying that I never w like, I go without a helmet, but, um like, it's so different the way you're able to do things, like, in some states, you're able to lane split like you were talking about, like, go in the middle if there's
Yeah.
a stopped like, 2 rows of stopped cars, you can lane split, or you can go on the side, and some states you can't, so it's always, like,
Oh,
interesting
really?
to me. Yeah. I'm
Oh,
sure was it California maybe? Maybe California can do what you're talking about.
oh. I didn't actually know it'd be illegal anywhere. I thought that'd be like an inherent advantage of like, hey man, as long as you're
Yeah,
not like doing it at 100 miles an hour, what's the harm?
bro. I guess it's
Uh,
only legal in California, so
okay. I didn't know I was snitching on someone in Houston. Never mind. Let me delete that dash cam video.
fuck, man. Well, I guess though lane filtering is permitted in several states. I don't know what the fuck lane filtering is.
Yeah, I was just
I
gonna
don't
ask,
know.
what is lane filtering? That's
I don't know.
interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize it would change per state. I guess that makes sense. You're right. Like handgun laws and concealed carry changes
Right.
per state. So I guess everything changes per state. It's just something I never think about.
Yeah. Well, I do want to ask you though, between the last time I talked to you and now, did you pick up any boards or did you join any group buys for boards like keyboards or keycaps?
Oh yeah, actually, I did do the GMK splash. I
Yes,
did
thank
that.
you. With
Oh man,
MCMC?
yeah, 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 dude. That thing, I loved that keycap set. And then I did. Honestly, now I buy a bunch of Baion and clever boards, and that's pretty much it. So
Oh,
I did do the Synovia to go with GMK Splash and Blue. I'm really excited about that, actually.
did you also get the was it the Enso E?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
get
I
the
saw
Titan?
no, God, no. No, 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 that's way more than I'd wanna put into one board, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but no, I saw the Enzo E, I kinda went back and forth on, and then I finally decided to buy it. Then there was a Houston meetup right afterwards where
Mhm.
Captain Sterling brought his, and seeing it in person, I was happy I bought it. It was amazing in person.
Oh, dude.
And
That's awesome. How did you ask him how it's been working for OmniType? Or what did you talk to him about? Captain
honestly, I
Sterling?
talked to him about cameras and,
Yeah.
Pokemon games. I was asking him
Yes!
about yeah. So I
Yeah,
remember when we did the podcast with him, we talked about Pokemon, and then afterwards, I started playing Pokemon games. So I was like,
oh, okay,
I'm
yeah.
gonna ask him, man. We just talked about that for a little while and camera stuff. I don't know anything about camera stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm kinda, like, interested to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
were the one that we talked about cameras, didn't we?
I think so, yeah. I think I asked
Yeah,
for advice on it. I like here's where 90% of all my, like, hobby stuff dies, is
yeah.
I get advice from a bunch of people, and it comes time to be like, "Should I make a decision?" can never make that decision.
Hey, man, it's better than the alternative, right? And buying 3.
Right. So I have not made a decision on that. I actually keep going back to. I won't bore you with this too long, but have you seen the like mini DV to digital conversion kits you can
Uh,
buy?
uh-uh.
Yeah, you can take like a VX1000, which was like an old famous skate film camera that would be on film, of course, and then you could put a little attachment and record digital and give you like a real time. I
Dude,
I like constantly think about like it'd be kind of cool to have that. You know what I mean?
that's so cool. So you have, like, the camcorder with you, and you're able to
Yeah, but it just goes to digital, just like a normal camera. And I think you can even
right.
hook it up as a webcam, which I do think it'd be fun to like join a call with this as a webcam.
Oh, oh, that's awesome. I don't know anything about cameras either. The videos I make, I use my dad's, Sony A7R
No.
III, and then I'm just like a point and shoot person, but that's super cool. Does he, uh, do a lot with, like, older looking cameras? Like, retro looking?
So I didn't know this. I think he had like a Fuji when he was there or a
Okay,
Leica.
okay.
And I thought like, oh, it's an older camera. And then I looked up Leica stuff and I realized, holy crap, this is like the most expensive thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a car, you know? I had no idea, man.
Did it look
I
like a
don't think it
vintage?
was a Leica. I forgot. He told me the model number and I cannot remember it for the life of me. But it was that
Okay.
same kind of look. You know what I mean? Like the
Yep, yep.
black with the silver accents, something like that. And, he took the photos and he was telling us like, "Oh, this wasn't his professional camera. This was just his phone camera." And then I
Jeez.
saw on the, like, Tex-Mex afterwards, he posted his photos, and they're, like, the most beautiful photos you've ever seen, full of color and, soul. So,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, "Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I really don't know anything about cameras."
How was the meetup in general? I saw, not Muji. Well, maybe Muji was there. Farhan was there, right?
Not in this one. That was probably
Okay.
the Dallas one
Yep, you're
because I
correct.
think they
Okay.
do their own meetups,
Yeah.
pretty often. I mean, Houston is, like, starting to have them every 6 months.
Okay.
And, yeah, the meetup, great, awesome as always. You always leave there, they did like actually, I guess it's an aside, but they did like a swap meet ideal this time where you can bring stuff and, like, give it away. Someone gave me a
Oh.
little pill bottle with, like, a couple caps and some switches. They were
Yeah.
super tight. Maybe wanna do that in the future, man, just like little samplers and little pill bottles. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And who sets that up in Houston? Do you help with that at all?
No, no, I don't. The people that do a great job.
Mm.
I think they actually thanked him on one of your podcasts, Chris in
Oh, yeah.
Houston. Yeah,
Yeah.
him and Tam, I think, set him up every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's somebody oh, shoot, I can't remember which, YouTube video it was, but I think I shared with you the comment, where I said, "Hey," because they said that they were from Houston as well, and I was like, "Hey, do you know Warhopper?" And he or she, they were like, "Oh, yeah, I know Warhopper. I even saw him at the Houston meetup that just happened, something, something, something." So, bro, you're famous, man. Everybody knows you in the Houston area, right? That's
You know,
awesome.
people did tell me this time. They were like, "Oh, I loved you on the podcast." I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." You know? Not like I've ever been recognized from anything before.
Bro, you better, like, practice your John Hancock when you're writing so you can make
Oh,
autographs for
yeah.
people, right?
Definitely, definitely. Well, make sure they can have some of the little bit of cat hair and dog hair that's on the boards I bring, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Sampler.
Yeah, people give you the pill bottle samplers, and then you give, like, cat hair, like,
A
little
little
samples
bit
to
of cat
them,
hair.
so
Yeah, a little bit of dog hair and cat hair. I go, "Oh, this one makes the board sound good," you know?
there you go. There you go. Hair
Mhm.
mod. So, the next one is coming up, right? If it's 6 months? Or when's the next, meetup that you're going to, whether it be in Houston or Dallas or wherever?
I don't think there's one on the actual books yet for the next
Okay.
this was just in January, so I think I'll
Okay.
probably be close into the summer for that
I
meetup.
just ask because of selfish reasons because, well, end of summer. So for me, selfishly, I wanna do KeyCon.
Oh,
I'm
okay. Yeah.
But I wanna go down to Texas because so many of my favorite people are there. Obviously you, in Houston, and so many people in Dallas or Austin. I know they're not, like, going from one to the other, it's gonna take many hours, but there's so many people down there in Texas that I think, are super cool. So I've always wanted to go, but I don't know if it'll be this year or next year, and, specifically where.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, if they do a big one again, that would be great for that type of
Yeah.
thing. Because when they had the big one, it was like all of the cities all in one. Kinda perfect. I do like the little meetups, though, I gotta say, I kinda have a preference for the little meetups. It's a bunch of new people every time, and I think that's super neat that people are still getting into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you because, I've been having, talks with Jack Piketty. Um,
Mhm.
he's been kind enough to ask me to, like, give me opportunity to, like, help set up the meetup, and by set up, I mean just, like, write some things for the Iowa keyboard page and then reach out to possible, vendors that wanna give away things, but, like, one of my many questions I wanna ask you, for today was, whenever you see somebody new or someone that you don't know, and it's clear that's either their first meetup or, like, they just bought their first board and they're not super into the hobby, do you try to this is gonna sound bad, like, get them hooked on the hobby? Like, not in a weird way, like, not drugs or anything, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'll walk over, I'm like, "Have you heard of a firm? Let's get you on some real let's get you on some pay over time shit."
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah.
I don't think I necessarily get them more into the hobby. I feel like most of those people, I always bring a board with MX Blacks,
Mhm.
the just bog standard hobby keyboard. And then they'll normally have questions about that. And I kind of go into it. And then I try to bring a little bit different boards. I try to bring like an Alps board or a Toper board
Ooh.
to try to like let people like try something a little different. The Alps one, no one's ever asked me questions about. So I don't think that one is like unless you're really into the hobby, I don't know if people get as much out of that as people think they have to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
But Topra, people always have questions about custom Topra stuff. So I think that's kind of cool to just let them try something new. At least, it's like one of those things they would never know unless they went out of their way to spend way too much money.
Mm. Eh, have you noticed that those that are new or maybe those that just have one keyboard, do
Yeah.
they gravitate to a certain sound signature? Because my theory is a lot of new people that come into the hobby, they like the more foamy sound signature versus like a less foamy sound signature. Have you noticed that at all? Or not at all?
I think it's actually the more unique layouts. The sound
Oh.
signature, I think I talked to at least a couple of people that had like just the bog standard factory switches, but
Mm,
the layouts were like wild. You know what I mean? I guess 40s kind of hit in a way that people can get into it and customize it out a little bit. But I don't think sound wise, I guess the main thing is HMX switches. It's like,
mm,
if you're, like, 2 years into the hobby or under, you probably are all using HMX switches, and honestly, to me, those always sound the same.
yeah,
No matter
yeah.
what plate, no matter what like, if you put foam, maybe it gives it, like, a little bit different, but they kinda like that HMX sound.
What are the people that go to the meetups that you've gone, that are new to the meetups or new to the hobby? Do they bring 40s? Or they're just interested in, like, your 40s or, like, cool layouts?
I definitely am not necessarily bringing 40s. I'm normally bringing a little bit bigger boards, but I
Yeah.
feel like they bring 40s, and I don't know if it's just because it's more approachable or maybe I feel like 40s bring a younger audience too. You know what I mean? It's
Wow.
like the older the audience gets, the more vent comes out and the bigger the boards. But, I feel like a lot of people bring 40s and they're at least semi newer to the hobby.
Wow, that's really interesting. Um, and maybe it's just, our experiences are different, but I would think that newcomers would do, like, bigger boards with more layout, but the fact that some of them bring 40s, that's super cool. Like, you know
Yeah,
that they're super into it if they bring a 40, right? Not that,
yeah.
like, any other layout isn't, like, super into it, but
I think if you're, like, getting into the firmware and, like, doing key maps, that's pretty into it in my
yeah,
eyes, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, yeah, I feel like there is a lot of people that bring 40s, and then, yeah, a lot of splits too. I feel like there's always a lot of
Dude.
splits.
You're right, right.
I don't
Holy
know how they
shit.
do it, but you know what? Good for them, man. If it works for
Yeah.
them, I can see the advantage. I just man, it does not have you tried a split, like an ortholinear split?
Oh my god. So, I've tried it was staggered, so it wasn't ortho, the
Okay.
split, the Altair no, 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 the Canon Keys sent me one. I like to make a video on. Was it the Altair?
Oh, I don't know. I thought the
Was
Altair
it?
was, like, expensive, but it may just be perception.
I think it was. I think it was the Altair. Yeah, or Altair. I don't know how to pronounce it, but they sent me one, and I could not type, even though it's not. They sent me one that was not ortho, and then I tried. I tried somebody else's split that was ortho, and it was horrible, man. I cannot use it. I mean, I can't even use 40s like the board that I sent you as a gift. I can't even use that, dude. I can't do it.
You know what? I get it though. Like once you're
Yeah.
in the habit of it, but once you use the 40s, I think maybe I used them so long that I still have that like trick in my brain that like, okay, well if I hold spacebar, it'll do this.
Right.
But the more creative ones like the Quaz or whatever it is that don't have like the modifiers,
Mhm.
I don't know how people do that. Good for them though. I mean, it must
Yeah.
work because why else would you be doing it?
Right.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. It's so it fills me with joy to hear that these newcomers or people you haven't seen at meetups, they bring super base boards because I know you've heard it, and I know it's not necessarily untrue that the hobby is not as big as it was during COVID. Like it's gone down to pre-COVID times in terms of like maybe people in the hobby and things like that. But I always thought like, okay, so it's more like the enthusiasts and then the new people are buying more standard keyboards or like a Neo or things like that. But the fact that they're bringing splits and 40s and things like that, that's super cool, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. I feel like there has to be some bias there that, like, they're gonna come to a meetup. Like, I feel like a lot of people are gonna buy a Neo 65, never think about it again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or maybe the next Neo board, they buy the Neo board, but they're not necessarily, like, engaged enough to come out and hang out at a bar
Yeah.
and, like,
No,
bullshit. Yeah.
you're right 100% because you have the fact that you're going to the meetup indicates that you're at least interested in more than just buying and you're done with it. I totally didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, it is interesting. You would think more people would enter and be like, "I don't know the difference between this and a key cult." Which it was funny, you know, like, whatever that, like, right after COVID, 2022, 2023, I remember people would bring there would be tons of key cults. You
Yeah.
hardly ever see a key cult board anymore. I guess they just fell out of fashion or they're just not as popular as they once were, but that used to be, like, everybody had them.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Do you think, maybe I don't know how philosophical you want to get into. Go as deep as you want. Do you think that nowadays it's more so if you have super cool projects or niche projects, the way to go about selling those would be in your own designer Discord or more low key private run versus trying to, I don't know, sell it to the masses? Maybe like a difference between, let's say, um, the like James's boards, the K3,
Right.
the 880 that's coming up, the 818 versus like the Neo. I'll just say Neo. Do you think that's what we're going to see going forward? Like either it's super mass produced and it's on every single vendor website, or you're going to have to go into specific designers' discords to even find out about it if it's not posted on Geek or something.
Man, I don't know. It's kind of in a weird place. I feel like people I when they run them on their own Discord, I have to say I'm way more mistrustful. Not a slight against anybody, but I can imagine the stress of like something not going right. It would be astronomical because like even the keycap set that I like interest checked and maybe 50 people responded or whatever. I found that very intimidating and very stressful of like, oh, now I got to measure up to like what you want and like, hey, what changes can I make that will, help you out with it. I'd imagine there will be a lot more people running them solo because there's just not as much vendors that are in on it. But
Mm,
maybe from the vendors seem to be taking more risks too, though. I mean, Cannon Keys is running like a van, like a van like layout. They're in the 21XX, the OGR. Maybe vendors are more incentivized to run more interesting stuff and not just a 65 with a slightly different design weight
yeah.
or whatever it is.
No, that's true. Do you think of any have you seen any other things? Because you're right, because I remember when we talked to Jay was like, "Yeah, we have to sell the mass-produced Chinese brand say this,
Mm.
but that sometimes gives us the ability to say yes to a passion project that's not mass-produced from a designer." Like, selling the that thing gives us the ability to be a vendor for that. Have you seen other vendors besides, I mean, the Enso E Omnitype with clevers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then the Canon keys. Does Novel Keys run any? I know Novel Keys runs, like,
Every once in a
more.
while, I'll look at Novel Keys, and they will have some board I've never heard of, and I'm sure
Okay.
it sells, like, phenomenally.
Yeah.
They have, like, some TKL that looks sick as hell. Um,
Okay.
it's, like, kind of pricey, but, like, I don't think I ever heard of that till they ran it. Maybe it was in some community, or maybe they just have enough presence that they can just take, like, their own passion projects and run them.
Mhm.
But, seems like Bowl's always running cool stuff. Like, around
Oh,
I always look
yeah.
at Bowl and I'm like, "Oh, man, you have really cool stuff."
Yeah, that's right. Um, Shoot, people like Bowl where they not only create cool things, but they're their own vendor and they can run, like, their own projects and also run, like, what I'm saying is a passion project doesn't have to be a non-mass produced thing, right? Because
No, yeah.
they can cross boundaries, but that's so cool that you bring up Bull because I agree. He's like the perfect example of somebody that designs super cool things, but is able to sell it to a mass audience versus, like, privately. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, his, like, I saw there was a stream the other day he did on Twitch, which I'm terrible at watching streams on Twitch, just but I did see he did, like, a Pangea AT layout design
Mm.
live, and, like, I did watch parts of that, and, I mean, that is, like, a level of artistry I don't know how anybody has.
Oh my god. Are you
So,
serious?
yeah, yeah, so the man does some really cool stuff.
I'm messaging you so I can look at it as well because I also cannot watch. I haven't been able to watch. I haven't even been able to watch Simon streams.
Oh,
So,
I always do the recaps. I always do the
yeah,
recaps. They fit a little bit better into my schedule. That
same.
Saturday morning, that's tough. Eh.
Especially after a night of, drinking beers, smoking some cigs at the
Oh,
pool
yeah.
hall, and,
You know, do a little
I
toot and then running around.
the 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 Discord thing brings up something though, and this, funnily enough, became somewhat of news, right, with the new Discord, I don't know, I haven't looked into the age verification thing, but I know that it's not ideal, but you know how fractured our hobby is kind of, especially to newcomers? Because
Yeah.
you have to join so many Discords to be able to know this project is going on or to get information of this board or that board. Do you see it as a problem for newcomers? Because I haven't been a newcomer in a long time. Obviously, you've been in the hobby for a long time,
Yeah.
but I am always curious to talk to, like, friends that aren't in the hobby and are trying to get into, the hobby, and they always bring up, like, "Dude, it's so hard to find information on this or that," and I'm trying to think personally, like, how do I help them? Like, I don't know.
I think you just have to get on, like, a couple specific Discords
Hmm,
was the fastest way, but yeah, the information collection and everything and how much is lost over time gotta be really high for the keyboard hobby versus any other hobby. Because,
yeah,
like, think how many boards came out. I have, like, a Bach. It was called a Bach. It was run in, like, 2017.
okay,
The Discord, I remember I joined it a few years ago looking for the VIA file. Thankfully, I found it on, like, a drive I had, finally, but that had not been updated since, like, 2019.
oh my
Nothing
god,
was there. I'm sure it's probably deleted now or at least, like, archived, but,
right,
like, how would you ever find any of that stuff?
uh-huh,
I don't I can imagine getting into the hobby is incredibly intimidating. But, Milktooth, I don't know if you ever look at Milktooth, they do, like,
mm,
switches, and in their Discord, their videos on YouTube, the best I've ever seen for, like, just quick info about a bunch of switches that are coming out and, like, their pros and cons. I think that's probably one of the better resources because at least I was looking the other day for Gateron Root Beer Floats.
yeah.
Yeah, you know how impossible it is to find switch info? Like, there are so many different variants of so many different switches. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just remembered those sounded nice. So I was like, oh, okay, let me look into those. It's like one Canadian vendor sells them, and that's the only guy that still sells them.
Oh,
And then, there's probably some other switch that replaced it. This exact same switch. I have no idea. Gateron makes 100 switches a year.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Those are not the beers. They're the root beer floats, right? They're different. The beers are like green, and the root beer floats are like brown, right?
yeah. I think the root beer floats are tactical, like heavy tactical, and then
Yeah.
the beers were not. But yeah, they're like weird, man. They're like, finding any info on that stuff is so difficult. Even with Discords, it's like, which Discord knows about this?
Mm. What do you think could be done better? Like, say, obviously, we can say this should be done, that should be done, but maybe talk is cheap. But let's just say theoretically, do you think instructional YouTube videos about switches, about different components, about like keyboards, is that the way to go? Or written? Because I'm trying to figure out, like say my friend asked me, "Hey, do you know about blah blah blah?" Is it better for there to be a video, or like, "Hey, you go to this Discord or read this article." I'm not sure how best to help. Like, I wish
I
there was like a centralized way to, I don't know, to get all this information.
I do think like a wiki, like a better
Mm.
wiki. I think Simon talked about it on one of the podcasts that he wanted to get like a site that would be like A to Z, not necessarily like buying advice, but at least like enough to get you dangerous and
Yeah,
out there. I
yeah,
think that's probably the best way is like just give them that because there's no way you're ever going to catch up with like how many switches Gateron releases or HMX or who has what. But if you have at least the ideal of, what to look for, what you might like. That's probably the easiest way, and get that off of Discord because yeah, the age verification thing, I doubt that many. I don't know all the specific details, but I think once you start asking for faces or driver's licenses, there are
yeah.
gonna be tons of the tech nerds that make up this hobby that are like, "Ah, no, privacy-wise, I'm not doing that."
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So a wiki, and by doing so, it's not like you personally have to create the content yourself, right? You can just link it. Oh, you want to learn about switches? Here are Milktooth's videos. That's actually a great idea. A wiki would be good. Come on, Simon, hurry up.
Right? Should message him, try to get involved, you know what I mean? Not rely on other people to do stuff. I'm terrible at that. He came up with the idea, and I'm like, "Oh, that's a great idea."
Dude, I don't know if he's gonna watch this, but we're going to steal the idea that he had about
Ah,
like a keyboard calendar. We could do it for charity or something, right? Or maybe Sterling brought that up. And we're gonna steal that idea if it's Simon's idea, and we're gonna do it next year, hopefully. I think that would be fun to do, like a keyboard calendar. We could do a safe for work one and a non-safe for work one. Not like porn or anything, but like Simon in like a I don't know, like short shorts. I don't know, like shirtless looking over something for October, like a pumpkin in front of his balls or something. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But that
you
would
know
be
what?
hilarious
There's
too,
some
maybe.
ideals to be had here, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
There's some ideals to be had here. I don't know, The weebs get their, like, hentai boards and stuff. Why
Yeah.
can't we have a normal porno board calendar?
Oh man. No, that's a great idea though. The wiki thing. I think you think that's the way, right? The centralized that gets everybody together, everybody collaborates. Like it's not just from one source, all those sources combined into one with links.
Yeah, I think so, especially around, like, how the group buys work and, like, what you can expect through the process, and oh, man, I know that vendor rating system was a disaster. People hated it and
Oh yeah.
everything, but, like, yeah, you see these discords and everything and people problems at different vendors. Definitely maybe a better way to conglomerate the knowledge of, like, this vendor's not good.
Mhm, mhm. It's so true because was it Valid Supply that still has their website up?
Valve
Nobody bought from
supply.
Valid Supply. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's finally down, but it was up for the longest time, even though we all knew that they weren't fulfilling or they were like we saw their sets on OmniType or Novel Keys, and
Yeah.
nobody like imagine you're somebody that's not in the know or has kept up, and you see Valid Supply and you buy something on Valid Supply. That's really shitty. And like I don't know that they
Yeah.
were a bad vendor because it's not listed anywhere. I didn't know to go to So it's the Reddit or like the
Discord where like 5 people had to ask about it,
yeah.
or like I follow the 21XX because that is the coolest board I've ever seen. So I do follow that. I do know on their Discord they keep asking about one specific vendor that has not paid invoices. But like, they
Oh,
don't ask on their vendor Discord because they delete the messages. And it's like, how would anybody know that? You know what I mean?
that's true. Even if the vendor has a Discord, that doesn't mean that they don't delete messages if they're sussy or something. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I think I saw there was like a blog post by Jay. I read it today about like the new year and what 2026 meant for like the keyboard hobby. One, incredibly insightful. But I think he talked about like, more focused work on what sells, and then that the new audience is not very tolerant of group buy. So
Mm.
maybe that side of the hobby just really needs to narrow down a little bit.
Is it this one? I'm just gonna send it to you.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
All
actually
right.
don't know when it was published. I just read it today. So
I will for the audience listening, I'll put it in the video description. Jay writes amazing articles. I remember when he wrote about the burgers or like something going on with the pricing of burgers and stuff. That's oh yeah. Mm,
uh,
that's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna read this afterwards. So a question I had for you on this topic: we don't want we don't want vendors to fail, right? But what are your thoughts about it's not possible for vendors to buy a lot of extras of a board anymore or a keycap set to make it successful, right? Because they might have dead stock, like Jay was talking about on the podcast, the most recent podcast episode,
yeah,
where he has
that's
so
in
much
that
dead stock.
article. Yeah,
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 okay.
yeah. I honestly, I don't really know if I know that there's a certain amount of extras that have to be included for like, okay, well, if something goes wrong, there is a board I can give you instead. But I think a lot of the people asking for extras the like day after it ran, I think it's kind of obnoxious.
Mhm,
Of like you, if you don't want to do the group buy, start looking on the used market. I don't know if we should expect that every single keyboard always has 1,000 extras. That like at least while they're still doing group buys, I just don't think that's possible anymore. I think the biggest thing to take away that I read, I'm on a few discords for boards. I'm not quite buying as much as I used to. I do wish people were more positive.
mm.
I do
Tell me
wish
more, yeah.
Yeah, I do wish people were a little more positive. I'm not saying people don't make mistakes and people don't do this. I love Baion Lynch's designs, and definitely there's like a whole drama around what happened there. But like, there's been a concerted effort to make right over time. If you want somebody to keep designing stuff, you can't keep ragging on them,
Mhm, mhm.
but especially
Mm,
somebody who wants to make right. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But yeah, that's just a personal opinion. I just think that, if we were more excited about the boards and following them and like, the general excitement and not like how drama hungry this hobby on Discord is. Maybe that would be a thing about getting away from Discord is the drama heavy, like how hungry people are would go away.
mm. Obviously, you have experienced it yourself, by being exit scammed.
Yeah,
Um,
God, yeah.
as well as our conversation when I brought up the Graviton IC, and you're like, "Hey, do you remember the base kit, uh, group buy on Geekhack from Aeternus?" And that also was an exit scam,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that one got me too. So
Oh,
not the base kit, but the
yeah.
fact, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people don't need to be so positive. Maybe we need to call out earlier, like,
No.
yo, you need to deliver some stuff. But there definitely is always people willing to spend and trust. So maybe that's a bad thing too.
Oh, it's how this is obviously gonna be very dependent on the situation and the audience listening. This is by no means, like, law. These are just our opinions, Warhopper's opinions, my
Exactly.
opinions. What would make you give somebody a second chance, if they've messed up in the past? Is it as long as they don't just vanish from existence and they try and make something right? Is it if they get assistance from a reputable vendor? Like, I don't know the whole buy-in situation either, but I feel like Bowl stepped in to help somewhat. I don't know the whole thing. I don't know, bro. This is super quick tangent, but I don't fucking know like what the Bowl, Baion, STR control, alt delete, uh, what's the Chinese vertex? I don't fucking know. I know things have been going on, and I guess control is not a thing. I don't know like the spider webby thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts about giving people second chances? When is it okay to give a second chance? In your opinion, like, again, it's all like specific, but
I think if you, at least in my eyes, and I know people are gonna hate this, man. People don't like this opinion because I see it all the time. But I think Baion did the right thing. He reached out. Somebody else runs his projects. Bowl helps design, and then from the profits of one project, they pay back to make right on the old ones. I mean, that's as close as making right can be. Taylor
Mhm.
from Aeternus never once reached out to say, like, hey, man, what can we do to make this right? Or maybe I could do something else to run a project and we'll try to make it right. Um, sure, it's not perfect. And there is probably some personal blame here about being in that situation in the first place. But, if you're trying, you know, it's better than not. It's still a hobby. It's not like I bought from, Novel Keys and Novel Keys is telling me like, oh, we can't deliver. They're a huge vendor. You know what I mean? That's what they're there for, is to have the safety net. But when you're buying from designers, I do think at least as long as you try
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
something. Yeah. I mean, also, I think this was more common back on like the GKFP when GKFP ran. Sometimes things would just come fucked up, and that was just like it sucks, but like that's the risk. But like the factory was never going to make it right, so you just kind of got to make the best of it. Sometimes with group buys, especially small group buys, things are not always going to be A+ stock.
Mhm, mhm.
But people have weird things about being customers and what it means and all that stuff. But as long as you're communicating and you're keeping it open, maybe I'm just a little bit more open hearted of like, yeah, man, I think that's good. Yeah, like Taylor, I remember emailing him because he has the caps from DSS, the DSS set he ran. They're just not shipped. You know what I mean? And it was like, I remember emailing him of like, hey, I will help you ship these if you just give them over. Never heard anything.
He's Texas-based? I didn't know that. Or Aeternus is Texas-based?
Yeah, yeah, he was Texas
Oh.
based.
When somebody runs away with your money or, like, fucks up, it's a big deal. I understand that people don't wanna give second chances and things like that.
Yeah,
It is an interesting hobby in the fact that you have these very intimate interactions, like, you could talk to a designer, you could talk to a vendor, but there's also, like, more proper ran projects too, like a normal business, right? I mean, we're seeing boards being sold on Amazon and stuff like that, that aren't just OEM boards or, like, Chinese boards.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
right. Like, there's so many different ways to talk to them. Like, it's hard to. I can imagine as a newcomer, it's incredibly hard to determine like who's a big business versus this guy in his garage.
Mm,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I think at the end of the day, Noxary was a huge designer, probably one of the like most important designers for like in terms of what people like sound wise and feel wise. Uh, just totally took off, but I think it was just him the whole time, maybe a couple helpers. It just took off and never said anybody. But before that, you would have said he was like one of the most trusted designers.
Can you talk about that? So he didn't have any issues up to the, like, Lamborghini or whatever or whatever he bought?
Oh god, yeah, the
Or
Porsche.
yeah.
Yeah, at least when I bought the man, I forget what it's called now, but the little like happy hacking keyboard.
Mm,
Um, the case that he ran, which in retrospect is not that special, but at the time it was like a big deal. Avisia.
okay.
And yeah, he was like really communicative. He was kind of, I feel like some designers are kind of dicks, and he was kind of a dick. And it's like, okay, well, justifiably, people ask the same dumb questions all the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sometimes you get a little callous about it, I'm sure. Yeah, but, his projects were good. He always delivered. People would have problems about certain things like, PCBs, and it seemed like things were moving along good, and then he ran that Avija group by, and one other, I forget which one, was in tandem, and then just dropped off as people
Mm,
realized he had not ever paid the invoices.
yeah.
Um, yeah, maybe, yeah, maybe just total brain part of an ideal, but, just somebody to verify you paid invoices would probably massively be safer for this hobby. Just
Yeah.
let one person verify you paid an invoice. Would probably avoid 90% of scams.
Oh, yeah, we love it. We love it how niche of a hobby this is and how intimate the hobby is, and at some points there's cons to that, right? So it's such a unique hobby in that sense.
Yeah.
You can buy from Warhopper, you can buy, vintage support from Warhopper where he's seeing in his garage, or you can buy, I don't know, random GMK set that has, like, 500 sets on novel keys, and you get that vendor experience. So
Yeah. Honestly, I will leave this as a surprise for 420, but I did buy something from Signature Plastics to sell. Like, I'm gonna pay up front, so nobody has to group buy or anything, but it'll be a little bit of a surprise for 420. But, I was actually shocked how easy it was to just email and be like, "Yeah, I'll buy 50 of these." You know what I mean? I can
Yeah.
see why people took off on Signature Plastics group buys, because there's so little oversight to be like, "It's a good idea." It's like, "Nah, man, this is just a dude in the email saying he's gonna buy 50 of them."
Oh, dude. Alright, alright.
Mhm.
I won't press you for that. That's so
Yeah,
cool. So
yeah,
something happening on April 20th, huh?
yeah, nothing
Alright.
big, nothing big. It'll just be for a few people, I'm sure, but, like, I did try to do something and go through the process of actually buying and paying a manufacturer. Yeah, super easy. I'm gonna say, if you ever think about, like, you wanna do something, email them.
If somebody was interested in this thing that may or may not happen on 420, how do they keep tabs on it? Do they have to befriend you, or are you gonna announce it on specific Discord? You don't have to say anything if you're like nothing's set in stone yet either.
I feel like I need to make right on the fact I got people excited for event support, and then it became too much for me to handle. So
Oh,
I will probably post on that mod on, James's Discord on that event support channel, and there's a
okay,
little tie-in for that too, so it'll make sense. I'll probably
okay,
post there, and then, probably just people I know, honestly.
okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
No, don't dude, don't feel bad. I know, like you said in your announcement, you had a lot of things going on. No, like, you're not beholden to us or anybody. Just take care of what you need to take care, and we're excited for whatever you do, for us. But, my last question before good keyboard friend of the week, 2026 keyboard-wise, what do you wanna see? It can be anything, very open-ended question. What do you wanna see? Things that can be improved on? What's your take on 2026 and the hobby that you want 2026 to bring?
Honestly, for me at least, I just wanna see different stuff. Bring your weird ideals, man. I wanna see people making weird ideals well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No more just solder PCBs in a weird layout. Have you, seen they were in it last year, but, the ideal of it was really cool. Damn, I forget the name of it. Of course, now I'm here and I'm like, this is really
You're
cool,"
up to
but,
it. Yeah.
man, what is it called? Cosmic Sands. It's like a weird 60
Oh!
layout. Dude, I love shit like that. I am the base for, like, a weird layout that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
do
yeah.
more stuff like that. I think that stuff is so cool.
This thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit, it's a oh, what?
It's a weird 65, and I love that.
It has everything you need, though.
Yeah. It could be anything. It could be a 40 with a F-row. It could be a 60. It could be a 65. It has everything you need. And I just think something
Wow.
like that that's, like, very inventive, that has not been done before, but kinda works, really neat.
Right. That's awesome. And the fact that it's very this specific, thing, the Cosmic Sands, it has dedicated arrows, it has a numro, so you can very easily be able to use this without sacrificing usability or anything like that. Plus, you got layers. You always got layers, right? No matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. passion projects. I think passion projects is what I'm interested in for
Hell yeah.
2026. If we're gonna become like a smaller hobby, passion projects.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you, Warhopper. I appreciate you, dude. I have to keep reminding myself, like, I can talk to you for 10 hours straight, but I don't want to take up too much of your time because we got to milk it for the audience, man. We got more Warhopper episodes coming up, right?
I appreciate it. I'm always happy to be here.
Yeah, man. No, you're awesome. You're awesome. I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you have a good keyboard friend of the week? I'll explain where it is, and I can let you say yours. If not, I have mine, or I have the podcast choice. But I don't want to put you on the spot.
Yeah. Mine's a little sad, so I'll try to get through it real quick. But
Mm.
on the Texas Discord, there was a user, Dogeymemes, who was really prolific in like the artesian scene and everything. And I had spoken to them many times and they were great. Their enthusiasm about artesians would like get you into it just talking to them. And sadly, last year they did pass away, but they were great. They're really great
Oh
to
man.
talk to about anything. I remember when I got my cat, I talked to them at length about, the cat and, what my plans were and everything for it. And yeah, man, I just miss talking to them.
Mm. Thank you, man. Thank you for sharing that. Is this Doji memes you said?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh. Uh, yeah, the audience, viewers and listeners, it's always about the people, right? It's always about the people you meet through the hobby. Um, please don't feel like you can't reach out to somebody or to say, what's up, how you're doing, because you never know when, again, this may be very sad, but you never know when it's the last time you talk to them, whether they pass away, whether they just leave the hobby. So just make use of the time you have with them and enjoy the conversations you have with them. If you, the audience, have a good keyboard friend of the week that you want to nominate, someone that's done something positive, made a lasting impression, like Warhopper just explained, please let us know. Message me, Simon Tangus James, on Discord, post on the YouTube videos, Instagram posts, Spotify comments. If you go to hugemeatbox.com, which is our link tree, the very top is a Google form, and you can submit your good keyboard friend of the week, and we'll read it at the end of every episode. So whoever it is, keyboard related, that's what most of them are. But as Warhopper knows, good keyboard friends become good friends, and soon you don't talk about keyboards. Soon you talk about your cats and just life in general, and how things are going on. And especially at this time, it's very important to stay connected and to try and be positive and to try and reach out and talk to your friends and just have a good time and enjoy the keyboard hobby without even talking about keyboards sometimes, right? That's important.
yeah.
So
I think that's well put.
yeah. But I'll let Warhopper go, man. Hopefully hopefully you and your girlfriend don't get fucking haunted or anything. Dude, I'm scared to go to sleep tonight because I'm gonna be thinking about, is there somebody watching me? Or like, I don't know. Somebody's listened to this podcast that's a ghost and like, I'm gonna show Hubert. I'm gonna fuck him
Yeah,
up.
yeah. There you go, man. You got to burn some sage. You know what I mean? Burn some herb. I don't care what herb, but burn some
Yeah.
herb before you go to bed. Just some
Oh hell
cooking sage.
yeah. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, thank you, man. I really appreciate our friendship. I appreciate you being on again, and we'll have you on in the future with the whole cast. But on behalf of Warhopper, myself, Simon, Tangus, and James, thanks for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you next week. See you, everybody.
Have a good one.